Yo, how's it going? I hope everybody's doing great today. Today's a Friday for me. This video might go up on a Saturday. So happy weekend. My last video I ended speaking to you guys about this entire wave of video editing with code that's been going around recently. So my workflow, I've been developing a nice little workflow with the help of AI. A lot of these videos have been talking about using Claude Code mixed with Remotion, and this is really the best. This is the, how do you say, what is recommended. As you guys can see, if you come here to the Remotion website, there is even Claude Code directly on the Remotion website. So Claude Code really is the best programming AI language to get the best results when it comes to using Remotion. But Claude Code also isn't very free. I can use Claude Code inside of my terminal. I think I already have it running, and if you guys are interested in running all of this stuff, you can come over to Remotion. You can get all the documentation that you need to install Remotion into your terminal. All you got to do is run this command line. You can simply copy this over here, and you can open up your PowerShell, and you can just easily run Remotion and install Remotion to your PC or to your project that you're working on. There is also documentation. You can join the Discord. I haven't done so as yet, which I should do because I recently started a Discord for myself. So you guys can, I don't know, maybe go ahead and I've got a login. Let me see if I can log in. Yeah, let me quickly see if I can log into my Discord. So I've pulled out my phone here. We're getting this all scanned up, and here we go. Still need to log in here to my phone. Check my phone. Yeah, I've already done that, bro. Okay, had to go ahead and start that over. Let's see if we can get this scanned in. Log in. Want my password? It wants my password. Let me quickly enter my password over here on my phone, and here we go. Yes, we are human. So I've joined the Discord so far to let's maybe see if we can get some updates when it comes to Remotion. We can learn a little bit more about Remotion and how the community is moving. So I do recommend joining a Discord when starting out Remotion, and also checking out the documentation on their website. You can also get the GitHub, and they also have, I think, prompts for Claude Code. So it's really, it's really meant for Claude Code, but I don't really necessarily want to. I have to have a subscription, as you guys see here. So Claude is very expensive. ChatGPT does offer you guys CodeX, which is the same as Claude Code, just a little bit less intelligent when it comes to writing code. But you can do the same in terms of making these videos with CodeX and Remotion. So I've gone ahead, and in my last videos I've been telling you guys about my status of building CodeX and starting up my own little, my little environment of building these apps or automating my videos. So I've gotten pretty far, and I won't really go into much details here on this
What
video.
is Remotion? And so
Remotion, this guy is pretty much telling you guys that CodeX has replaced 1,000 hours of video editing. So this is the power of these tools, and I've been trying to develop my own into my own work style. So taking these videos that I'm making and then making them into something that I can use here on YouTube. So this is how things has been going. I've been writing my intro slate, some title cards, a little bit of a fake news banner, and it's running here on my, let me see, I've got the local host, and this is when you guys get Remotion set up for the first time, you will see a little bit of a webby that loads up, and it looks something like this. You guys get to see the cards that you're building. I've got these word highlights. So I'm also building a little bit of a tool that's very intelligent that can listen to keywords during my script to bring up For example, whenever I say subscribe, the subscribe button or animates a little bit of a subscribe animation. So that's what I've been building, and this is what I will continue to build over this weekend. And it's been very interesting recently the way that the industry has been moving towards code, because I'm also interested in this, like, or using Blender with code. This is something I'm also interested in. I love the products that Blender produces, but I have never really sat and taught myself how to use Blender because it looks so intimidating, right? But imagine if we can use Python code to just automate Blender, right? We can take some images, some flat images, and teach Blender how to produce this stuff on its own, right? So Blender features an extensive Python API that allows you to automate tasks, create procedural 3D geometry, build custom add-ons, and rig characters. It marries the creative visuals workflow of 3D modeling with precision of programming. So we can program, which is what I feel like channels such as AI Telly is doing on fucking YouTube, dude. Like, they produce these videos that are so high quality, and the way that they produce these so fucking quickly, there's no way that they go ahead and remodel all of these ships fucking frame by frame inside of Blender. They claim that these are made inside of Blender, somewhere in here in the description. These are made by Blender. So we can ask the little bit of a summary. Is this video made inside of Blender? What does AI Telly use to create his videos? And if you guys are wondering what I use to create these, how do you say, my little text, my audio, my voice to text, I'm using Whisper Flow, and you guys should really check it out. I've been testing this out, Whisper Flow, recently. I use it at work. That's how you spell it, dude. How do you spell it? Maybe I can find it by Flow. Whisper. Oh, it does have the I. So I've been using it at work to write my emails, and I work for a company which is called Community Tax. So I help tax preparers refer their clients who might owe money to the IRS, and I work for a little bit of a department that sells a referral program, right? So we pay these tax preparers, you know, in the States, or as maybe you might be one of these type of people, but you could prepare somebody's taxes, because a lot of Americans, they don't even know how to prepare their own taxes. So a tax preparer steps in and provide that service for them. But then we also have this service called the Tax Debt Resolution Referral Program, Santa Barbara TPG, that allows these tax professionals to refer their clients who might be in need of tax debt resolution. So I'm in charge of getting these people to submit their referrals through this system, right? So beyond this, beyond what we're doing, we also have other departments that work in my office. So we have these guys who work for Sub Law, who are personal injury lawyers. And then we also have Credit Saint, who help to fix Americans' credit score, right? And then we also have these medical consultants. But underneath all of this roof, we are, what do you call it, like a BPO, right? Like a business processing office or a service. So we provide all of this service to these brands who might be in need of outsourcing their customer service or their sales department. So we provide this to them, and we've been depending on a system to track our time, but it hasn't been very accurate because it's free. It's currently free, but because I'm working at this place and I have this love for programming, I'm deciding that, you know what, I might just build my own and sell it to the company. So if you come to pricing, they do have the paid plan, but on the free plan, recently we've been having so many bugs. So we've get unlimited users, including free support, but then we also don't get the entire full reporting, right? So I'm building my own service, and here's a little bit of a prototype. I've built this once before, but I was building on what is called, what is it called again? It's called Firebase Studio. So my early development experience started off with Firebase Studio, which is like this online, over the cloud, full stack AI workspace. It still exists and you guys can still check it out, but it's meant for a little bit of prototyping, a little bit like a Google AI Studio, which I still use. Sometimes my workflow consists of building a prototype, and if you guys want to, you can use this little bit of a, how do you call it, a life hack. Don't ever tell your Google AI Studio to build everything that you need. So what I tell it is to build it starting as a prototype, and then I come over to, for example, my back end, which I use as Supabase. So it would come over to my Supabase and I would then set up that stuff, but I would get my app ready inside of AI Studio, and you can come over here to the build section and you can use something like Claude or ChatGPT to start over your prompts or to start your main master prompts. And I used to use Google Firebase Studio. For example, we can ask, build me an app that we can track the medication that I give to my dog. I want to be able to log the medication, take a picture, and have an AI analyze what the medication might be. And then I also want to set a calendar of how long my dog should be on this medication. I have multiple dogs, so we also want to set it up to have multiple dogs. We can set up multiple doggy profiles. It's like a full pet medication delivering system in-house that we can just have to monitor the way that we're giving our pets medication. So this is what Google AI Firebase Studio is all about. And as you guys can see, I've been building Revitalize AI, which is one of a tool that I was building for over the phone. Hold a minute. Firebase Studio will be sunset. New workspace creation will be published. So I'm not sure what that was. So new workspace creation we disable starting July 2020. 22nd. So every project will be moving over to the Google AI Studio. So they are moving. I did not know this. So they're moving Firebase Studio over to Google AI Studio, which is what I just mentioned. And also Anti-Gravity is Google's new IDE, which is what I always thought that Firebase was building up to be. So whenever I heard that Google was launching their own IDE, I immediately thought, oh fuck, this reminds me of when I used to build inside of Firebase. So with that said, this channel is really meant to just be a full circle of how I am building different apps or how I'm learning to program with AI, because I don't know everything when it comes to coding with AI, right? I'm learning for myself and I've built this stuff for myself from scratch. This is a prototype of a clocking in system. And what I wanted to do, as you guys can see here, we can show the daily earnings, the weekly total, the estimated payday, and we can assign stuff by teams. And this is just a prototype. So tonight, what I'm thinking is, of course, I'm not showing you yet, but I will come back to show you. It's not fully working as yet, but I do have this animation where we can at least start the time clock, and it's not logging any time, any money as yet, but we got to go back in. And since we have this, what I was doing for a SaaS, so instead of doing that, I'm going to simplify it and build it only for my current office and BPO. So I will eventually make it multi-tenant, meaning I can have, or I can sell it to other offices who might be in need of a service to track their time and also their commission and add their teams and all that good stuff. So this is what I'm building apart from the entire stack of making my stuff for myself, right? The automated videos coming through Remotion is something I'm working on. And I want to come back to this since I've already mentioned a little bit of my own workflow. Motion graphics, there are a lot of code similar as what I was saying about, what is it called again? Blender, right? So we've got CodeX, and if we tap into this, we can volume this down for just a bit. CodeX, what this guy is saying is, and we can ask AI to quickly summarize this video for us on the side, but he's saying that CodeX has replaced thousands of hours of video editing, which is the reason I'm not the best is because I have a full-time job. As I mentioned, I work for all of these companies, and not only do I work for the BPO who supplies the services for these companies, I'm also very much attached or involved with the marketing, the management of our BPO, because it's very small and we are United States based. We have a small team, really great people, really good people, but we also outsource from a tiny little bit of a country that we are gatekeeping. So we don't want to, maybe guys, if you want to ever outsource using our services, you can contact me and we will get the ball rolling. For example, if you have like a roofing company and you want to outsource a roofing company, we can get you some appointments, and that's pretty much what we provide, right? We have a very strong team, and what I'm doing is moving away from having to pay for tools, and I want to start programming tools such as our time clock logging in system. I've built it before, I've built it so perfectly before, but at that time, yeah, I was just building so much stuff and I had no cloud storage that I could continue building other projects. So when I pitched it over to my boss, it didn't really pick up. The idea didn't really leave the ground. So I'm thinking now, well, I've developed my skills to use, I can have my different projects and I can come back to them whenever the build requires me to finish them, right? So I've been working on Smart Cut, which is my build, and we can open up my CodeX here to the side. And I've built a little bit of a, let's see if we can I load it up here. But in my previous video, I told you I had built this, wait a minute, that's not it. Here it is. So I wanted to build my entire workflow into a visual pipeline. So I went ahead and did that. And this is just, oh fuck, this is just a prototype. It's nowhere near complete yet, but this is just for me to look at what my code is doing so far. So for example, I can drag in my files. I can come here and add one of my vlogs. For example, this video, I can experiment with that. I can add it here. And then from there, it goes through a pipeline which analyzes the words. It picks up the vocals using Whisper. And then it starts transcribing and scene planning, right? So we have all of these built into it using Quencoder. We have the voiceover planner. We've got the video cut pipeline, which is able to cut any silence and dead parts out of my video, which I still need to perfect over the weekend. I wanted to start finding mistakes, finding filler words and all that good stuff, because it's still not perfect. There's a tool that I kept mentioning, which is the holy grail to what I want to replicate, which is called Gling. If you guys have ever heard about Gling, it's called Gling, which is super awesome. I've been using it recently for my videos, and I want to understand or ask my AI agents to understand Gling just a little bit more, so that I can know the way that it processes or understand its silence cutting, because I'm still not getting the level of precision that I would like for my own app as I have been getting using Gling. So preview, I can do a bunch of things so far with this. I have on the side, we've got the asset library, and I built this since the last time I left the chat, right? Since the last time I left the video. The studio is also working. I can even, this is talking about here. So I can even start and stop this Remotion studio from my own personal workspace that I've been building over here, right? But if it makes sense, I will continue to refine this. Like, this is a completely, I don't like the design. It's very basic. I want something a little bit prettier, but I want this first work on the code. I just wanted to see something in action, right? I wanted to see my work in action before I continue building. For example, see, I can't even close the side panel now that I have it open. So there's still some work that needs to be done to this entire process, but that's where I'm at with CodeX, and CodeX goes really good with VS Code. We can connect our project. As you guys can see here, whenever I'm chatting, I'm directly inside of my project, so I can close the browser, and CodeX has the ability to connect to your browser. So my weekend to, is it here? No, wait. Wait a minute. What the? I guess no. It might have been here, but I might have not included it in the text, dude. So I've got to ask it all over again. So this video was just a quick brief in to what I've been doing. And yeah, these videos, I want to keep working on learning these things on my own timing. Streaming and making these videos based on what I'm learning and learning them at the same time is a little bit time consuming. I want to focus on what I'm learning and put them all together. And then what I come here and produce to you guys is what I have done or how far I've come in putting this all together, right? So that's what I'm going to continue to do. As I mentioned, you guys can check out Remotion, check out CodeX. I highly recommend CodeX or Open Code as your best bet for using Remotion. I know all of the YouTuber guys have been saying Claude Code and Remotion is the best workflow, but Claude Code, guys, sometimes you need something called a CLI, right? So you need a CLI Claude, and Claude does not give you Claude CLI interface. Claude does not give you that interface to really download the way that OpenAI does. Like, you've got to pay for your subscription to really get their CLI. You can also get Open Code, which is an open source AI assistant you can attach, which is really good. You can download it directly from here. It's really easy. So I also have Open Code, which is my backup. I like the idea of CodeX. I think I will continue to use CodeX as my main, but as you guys can see here, I'm not even sure if this is accurate, but it's also telling me that I'm out of CodeX messages. So my mission at the moment is to see if I can link Ollama into my CodeX. So this is my mission for tonight, and after tonight, guys, I just wanted to share with you a little bit of my progress, and after tonight I will see how we can get started with this. So let me go ahead and ask OpenAI over here again. Or maybe we can ask ChatGPT, because ChatGPT does have better ideas when it comes to coding. I can come ahead and say, so I've been working inside of Google or OpenAI CodeX, I should say, the interface, and I also have my VS Code open. What I want to know is, how can I add open source Ollama to my CodeX install that I can access my files inside of my VS Code. I can have access my terminal, all that good stuff. But whenever I'm out of OpenAI credits, how do I use my OpenAI CodeX CLI to maybe add my Ollama open source AI models, for example, when coder? So I've gone ahead and asked this prompt with ChatGPT using my Whisper flow, and I don't have affiliate links, guys, but if you guys want to, you can check out Whisper flow. It's really good. It also works if you're whispering, which is why it's called Whisper flow. So it's one of the best dictation apps that I've used so far. You guys can download it over here. So what if speaking wasn't enough? Now you can speak into any app. They also have an app for Android, an app for iOS, Mac, Windows. So it's really fun, it's really powerful, and I've been invoking it using Control and Windows as my keyboard shortcut. So let me go ahead and see what this is saying about adding OpenAI, about adding Ollama to my CodeX CLI. I'll end this video here, guys. Have a good rest of your night, or whenever you guys see this video, subscribe to this channel, and we will continue the building process. Like I mentioned, if you guys have any questions or suggestions or opinions, leave it in the comments, guys. I'm willing to learn from you and start a community using code. See ya.